Steve Wynn and Wynn Resorts, people have been, well, they've been waking up in Las Vegas and spending big time. Brian Miller's with Bloomberg Industries, 140 analysts researching industries worldwide. Mr. Miller joins us this morning on the fortress known as Wynn. Is he the best practice guy in Las Vegas?
Well, either he or Sheldon Adelson, probably. They certainly are two of the most experienced there.
What's the distinction between the two?
I think their mindset for how they approach the industry, when you look at Steve Wynn, he's going for a high-end, smaller type of casino. They certainly both have very large casinos. Sheldon Adelson, on the other hand, is building these huge mega resorts.
And they're both in Macau and they're both in Las Vegas. And actually, what we saw out of the earnings report last night is both are doing pretty well.
They are. So 75% of Wynn Resorts is Wynn Macau. And Wynn Macau is doing quite well. If you look at them on a revenue perspective, Macau is an interesting place because industry results actually come out before company results. So if you just looked at the top line, Wynn actually underperformed what the industry was doing. But then if you look at profitability, which is really what matters to Wynn, they kind of knocked the ball out of the park, up 300 basis points year over year.
I look at this, Sarah, and I go, is gambling consumption? Richard Clarida, there's got to be a paper out there,
there
right?
Are a lot of papers.
Brian, you're not the economist here.
What's the correlation between GDP and gambling?
Yeah, is Las Vegas consumption?
It is. We have actually looked at some of the correlations between some of the macro trends and what you see for gambling. The biggest thing you see, and this is for the average gambler, is there is a very strong correlation between the Case-Shiller index in certain regions and what people spend specifically on slot machines in the U.S. That's north of.
So they're refinancing their mortgage to go play in Vegas?
Not anymore, but they used to do that.
Let's talk about this brilliant Bloomberg story that we have here about Steve Wynn's ex-wife. And how Elaine Wynn, how she could actually
You're going right for the gossip.
Yeah, we're going right for the gossip. But it's not just gossip, Tom, because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, this really could hurt Steve Wynn and take his empire potentially away. She has big shares.
Well, there are some major implications here. What happened is during their second divorce back in 2010, an agreement was struck where Steve is able to vote Elaine's share count. And that gives him a little less than 20% of the outstanding shares. About a year ago, he got into a major dispute with a man named Kazuo Okada, who was the largest shareholder at 20%. Kazuo actually was the one who financed Wynn when he went public. He's very big in Japan. As a result of that, Steve and Wynn grabbed back all of Okada's shares. At that point in time, Elaine went to the Nevada government or filed a lawsuit to be able to pull her shares out as well.
Tom's not following.
Did you say they got divorced twice?
They did. A classic Las Vegas
Liz
story.
And Dick.
Yeah. So what happened?
Did they get married by Elvis Presley?
You know what? I'm not sure. They did meet in Philadelphia at the University of Pennsylvania, so he has some East Coast ties.
But it's not just Steve Wynn that has a lot to lose. It's shareholders as well.
Right, they are. So what could happen here is many of the outstanding bonds have a change of control trigger, where if Steve is no longer the largest outstanding shareholder, they could be redeemed at that time.